What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino, man. I want to talk about people who we see who seem to always be just angry, always seem to be aggravated, always seem to have an issue. Um, and what we tend to do is we will either move away from those people, kind of get out their way, or we will be confrontational with those people once they kind of go there with us. Um, but in merely dealing with people that we know and that we care about, not necessarily with total strangers. In certain settings, there's a place to deal with total strangers, but what we got to understand is most of the people that display these acts of anger, and I don't necessarily mean like violent acts or uh, things that can land them in the pen or something like that. Even though it applies too, but I mean on a level lower, on a lower tier. Just be somebody who lashes out, somebody who's always ticked off and got a bad attitude about certain things. We gotta understand, man. There's a root cause to everything, and a lot of these people have suffered things that we don't know about. A lot of these people have been abused or um, highly mistreated long before we knew them. They have been scarred and traumatized in ways that we don't understand if we've never been through some of the things that they've been through. So when they lash out at you, they're not necessarily lashing out at you. Especially when you look and say, well, man, I didn't even do nothing. But they're lashing out at something from their past. It's an old demon that's haunting them. Um, they People have been sexually abused. People have been physically and mentally abused. People have been mistreated on deep levels. And if those things were never addressed, if those things were never dealt with in a way that could serve as a therapeutic method to reach a solution, then quite naturally those issues are gonna bubble up from time to time. And it's different extremes to it. Like I say, some people are still functional enough to where they don't go over the edge with it, but other people, they snap. And those are the ones that we see on the news. Those are the ones that we hear about and read about on social media, and that end up uh, jamming themselves up and worse, hurting somebody else who didn't deserve it. So we have to figure out, for those we care about, how to deal with and how to address that anger that was absolutely caused by something or someone long before they got to you, and not be so uh, condemning when it comes to those people. Do your best to try to weed that out of them the best you can. Sometimes it could be uh, people in your family, you know, and you never knew why. It could be your own children, because the reality is you could be the best parent in the world, but you're not always able to be around your children 24/7, and things can happen that you had no idea happened to your child. And y'all say, "Oh man, I know it. I know my children. I know what was going on at all times." No, you don't. So we got to be really careful with those types of situations. We can't condemn them, because that anger is a uh, it's manifesting itself in the form of anger, but it's actually pain. It's actually pain. It's actually hurt. And the hurt turns into anger and lashing out and defensiveness and shutting down. It turns into that when the pain is not addressed. Absolute facts. So we gotta work on channeling that within ourselves, because it ain't just other people that I'm talking about. It could be you. This could be you that I'm talking about. Figuring out how to channel that anger, because a lot of people don't want to talk about what they've been through. Some things are so traumatizing, some things are so embarrassing in their mind, and they feel as though if they tell people these things, people will look at them different. And that's what happens. It's like some people, so you can't confide your situations with everybody. And that's what a lot of people go through. They're like, oh man, what happened? You ever seen a little child just sit there, what happened? They just, come on, you can tell me. You can tell me, say, you can tell me what happened. And they still don't want to take it. Be they mama. Because it cuts so deep. And they rather conceal it than reveal it. So be careful in how we handle so-called angry people, and don't be so quick to just shut them down and shut them out and condemn them and throw your hands up to them. Let's figure out ways to help them, because their potential could still be reached if we can move all of the trash out of the way. And that's even within our own selves. So, all right, man, it's your big brother K-Rino. Y'all subscribe to the channel. I hope this helps somebody out, man. Catch y'all later. Peace.